Good evening, dear ones. Um, this evening there were real problems with the technical side of this computer. It was very difficult to get to this point of starting. I tried for half an hour, but it didn't work, not the least. Then eventually, in 1 minute, it opened up and I could start. So, seems it's Sadhguru's will that we have this satsang. Um, so the satsang of this evening will be about this bhajan by Guru Nanak, Chita, kapra, suhavna. Oh man, we have to leave the white clothes and the beautiful body in this world. But before going to it, I'm going to sing a bhajan by Sadhguru Kirpal, which on the bhajan book is page 285, Job Baksho Hamako. So try to enjoy it. Just listen to it with attention. Let it sink deeply within you. It's a very nice bhajan. So enjoy it. जो बख्शो हमको बरी है बख्शिश अगर ना बख्शो तो चरा किया है जो बख्शो हमको बरी है बख्शिश अगर ना बख्शो तो चरा किया है न गारे न दर है जमीन नजारे सब तुम्हारा हमारा किया है न गारे न दर है ज़मीन नज़ारे सब तुम्हारा हमारा किया है जो बख्शो हमको बरी है बख्शिश अगर ना बख्शो तो चरा किया है इदारे भी तुम आओ उदार भी तुम आओ यहाँ भी तुम आओ वहाँ भी तुम आओ इदारे भी तुम आओ उदार भी तुम आओ यहाँ भी तुम आओ वहाँ भी तुम आओ ना होने तुम बिना न वो है तुम बिना बिगड़ा जहां का तुम बिन बिन सहारा किया ना उन है तुम बिन न वो है तुम बिन जहां का तुम बिना बिन सहारा किया जो बख्शो हमको बरी बख्शिश अगर ना बख्शो तो चरा किया है खुदाई तेरी जुदाई तेरी जुदा भी तुम हो खुदा भी तुम हो खुदाई तेरी जुदाई तेरी जुदा भी तुम हो खुदा भी तुम हो उदा तो गरे तुम वो हम का पर्दा बिगड़त इसमें तुम्हारा किया है उदा तो गरे तुम वो हम का पर्दा बिगड़त इसमें तुम्हारा किया है जो बख्शो हमको बरिए बख्शिश अगर ना बख्शो तो चरा किया है कमान के अंदर पता पता है तब बरमन जरा जरा कमान के अंदर पता पता है तब बरमन जरा जरा किसी को मानो रहम वाला अगर ना मनो इज़हार किया है किसी को मानो रहम वाला अगर ना मनो इज़हार किया है जो बख्शो हमको बरिए बख्शिश अगर ना बख्शो तो चरा किया है रंग तेरा नशा तेरा ये कुफराए कि न मेरा मेरा है जैसे उसको समझाना वैसा सिवाय इसके कफारा किया है रंग तेरा नशा तेरा ये कुफराए कि न मेरा मेरा है जैसे उसको समझाना वैसा सिवाय इसके कफारा किया है जो बख्शो हमको बरिए बख्शिश अगर ना बख्शो तो चरा किया है जो बख्शो हमको बरिए बख्शिश अगर ना बख्शो चरा किया है तो चरा किया है If you grant your mercy, it's because of your generosity. If you decide not to do it, then which other remedy do we have? We have no home, no resting place. We do not have any land nor property. Everything belongs to you. What belongs to us? You are present on this side and on the other side. You're present here, you're present there. We are without you. He isn't without you. Which other support is the world without you? This creation belongs to you, and also the separation is yours. You are the souls, and you yourself are the Lord. If you lift the veil between us, what kind of harm is going to happen to you? Every leaf is under your command. Every particle is under your orders. If you listen to us, it's because of your grace. If you decide not to listen, then which right do we have to ask even? The poor one belongs to you, the emperor also. By saying mine, we just utter a blasphemy. We should accept everything just the way you make it. Which other means do we have to give up our troubles, if not this? So this is a very beautiful bhajan by Master Kapad, in which it has us very beautiful things, really. I hope you've been listening and you got the meaning of it, which is, He is everything, we are nothing. He does everything, we do nothing. He has all powers, we have none. If we are His servant, if we become His, if we develop the right attitude of loving devotion for our Sadguru, then He grants us everything. If we don't, then nothing is given to us. So the gist of this song is, it all depends on His will. Our will counts nothing. We may ask, we may keep asking, we may keep praying, please show yourself to us. Please show yourself to us. Maybe if you keep insisting, eventually this will have an effect, and His heart will move to compassion, and maybe He will give us His darshan. So now we go to this Chita kapra by Guru Nanak. So this is the bhajan which I choose for the Satsang. It is by Guru Nanak, whom we, followers of the path of the Masters, revere and adore as one of the main figures of this path, one who began to give out these teachings even at the time when he was born, which was Middle Age in India, in which it was so problematic. The orthodox religions were so tough, were so fundamentalist, that they wouldn't allow anybody to survive if they didn't stick to their orthodoxy. But Guru Nanak had the courage to say, I'm neither Hindu nor Muslim, which were the prevalent religions of the area where he was born. I'm just made of these 5 elements, and this infinite power just blows his life within me. If God is Hindu, then I am a Hindu. If God is a Muslim, then I am a Muslim. But since God does not belong to any religion, then I'm like him. I also don't belong to any religion. In a few words, this was the gist of his message, and I think it was very, very brave from him to utter such words at that time. Maybe at this time it's a bit easier if one has this kind of understanding and belief to say what he thinks, but at the time it was very difficult. Nonetheless, he had the courage to say publicly that he was neither a Hindu nor a Muslim, but he was just a seeker after truth, and that's how he called God. He didn't call God God, but Satnam, that is truth is your name. When your name is truth. So truth is one of the great attributes of God. The reality and truth, if you're able to reach there, then we live a true, real life. Because it's only if we realize this truth that we will be able to become real men, real human beings. So anyway, let's listen to this Chita Kapra by Guru Nanak Ji. Chita kapra te roop suhavna, Chita kapra te roop suhavna, duniya te chad javna, Bandeya, duniya te chad javna, Chita kapra te roop suhavna, Chita kapra te roop suhavna, duniya te chad javna, Bandeya, duniya te chad javna, Chita kapra roop suhavna, roop suhavna, chad duniya andar javna, duniya te chad javna, Bandeya, duniya te chad javna, Chita kapra te roop suhavna, Chita kapra te roop suhavna, duniya te chad javna, Bandeya, duniya te chad javna, Chita kapra. Manda, changa aapna, Manda, changa aapna, aape hi Chita pavna, duniya te chad javna, Bandeya, duniya te chad javna, Chita kapra te roop suhavna, Chita kapra te roop suhavna, duniya te chad javna, Bandeya, duniya te chad javna, Chita kapra. Hukam ki mane bavare, Hukam ki mane bavare, Rabbi de aage javna, duniya te chade javna. Bandeya, Bandeya, duniya te chade javna. Chita kapra, Chita kapra te rup suhavna. Chita kapra, Chita kapra te rup suhavna. Duniya te chade javna. Bandeya, Bandeya, duniya te chade javna. Chita kapra. Nanga dojakh chaleya. Nanga dojakh chaleya. Dise khada charavena. Duniya te chade javna. Bandeya, Bandeya, duniya te chade javna. Chita kapra, Chita kapra te rup suhavna. Chita kapra, Chita kapra te rup suhavna. Duniya te chade javna. Bandeya, Bandeya, duniya te chade javna. Chita kapra. Chaleya ogun pachotavna. Chaleya ogun pachotavna. Chaleya ogun pachotavna. Duniya te chade javna. Bandeya, Bandeya, duniya te chade javna. Chita kapra, Chita kapra te rup suhavna. Chita kapra, Chita kapra te rup suhavna. Duniya te chade javna. Bandeya, Bandeya, duniya te chade javna. Chita kapra, Chita kapra te rup suhavna. Chita kapra, Chita kapra te rup suhavna. Duniya te chade javna. Bandeya, Bandeya, duniya te chade javna. Chita kapra. Oh man, one has to leave the white clothes and the beautiful body in this world. That means that if we have to leave the white dresses, means the dresses which we are wearing, and the body in this world, this means that we are not going to take anything with us from this world. Because if even the body stays here, then how may we ever dream of taking any of our belongings to the other world? Actually, not even the breathing will go with us. That has to stop if we want to leave this world. It is only when the breathing process stops that we are able to evacuate this cage or body in which we live. That's how Sant Ajaib Singh called in his last bhajan when he said, when Ajaib will want, he will empty this cage. So that's how Sant Ajaib Singh understood this body, like a cage in which the atma, the soul, the Chita or consciousness are encaged, are imprisoned. And that's how he lived his life, always understanding that he was imprisoned in this body. And he was so much yearning to get rid of it, to get out of it, leave it once and for all. That's why in this last bhajan of his, he wrote, I'm going back home. Please, do not stand on my way. Do not stop my way. I have to go. Just understand. I have to go. Just believe it. No way to change uh, this decision. No way to change this event, this will of God, this mouj, this hukam, let us call it the way we like, this supreme will of God, which at that point was that he will leave this world. So he put it very beautifully. When Ajay will want, we'll leave this cage, we'll empty this cage, we'll evacuate this cage. And also, please do not stand on my way. Do not try to stop me. It's not to be done. Just let me go with joy. Let me go with happiness. You also be happy. I'm happy to go. And you also try to be happy. That's what he told us. So when somebody leaves this world, no way to be sad. We should never be sad. We should just be happy. Because finally, the bird is out of the cage and he can fly into the sky and enjoy himself and enjoy this incredible perspective that one has when one can see from high above all this material world, all these things which are down here on this earth. So just as the birds, once they get out of the cage, they can take their flight and enjoy looking at the world from high above and have such an incredible perspective. Can you imagine what perspective the birds have? They can see so many things that we are unable to see. We human beings that believe to be so intelligent, so smart, so capable, are not able to fly like them and have that wonderful perspective that they have. We can see only what's there, right there in front of our nose, right there in front of our eyes to a certain distance. But wow, they can see so much. They can see all around 360 degrees. Isn't that wonderful? So in the same way, when we leave this body, we are like those birds. We just fly out of the cage and we are able to look at everything down here from high above. So our perspective changes completely. What we thought to be so important while we were in this world and in this body, from that perspective is not at all important. What it seems to be so big, so great, we find it not to be so big anymore. We all have been flying with these aeroplanes. We know what it means to look at things from high above. When you are on an aeroplane, you can see downwards and see such a wide range of things, and for such a wide space, you can see so much. So it's something like that when we leave this world. We just fly above, and we can see everything in this world as so tiny, as so meaningless. And then we understand how foolish it was to break my head so much after all those things which I understood to be so important, but which eventually had no importance whatsoever. Now when I left all of that and I'm free of it, I'm free of any attachment, then I can understand that it wasn't worthwhile to give so much importance and lose my head so much after all those things. So anyway, Guru Nanak here is telling us this, that eventually our end time will come and we will have to live in this world, this body, the dresses which the body is wearing, and all the other things consequently. Means we have to leave everything into this world. We don't take anything with us. What do we take with us? What do the Masters say that we take with us? Master tell us that we take with us only the meditation on Nam which we have been doing, and only the capacity to tune in with the Nam that we have developed. So This is what the masters keep telling us. Look, it's okay, you live your life. You have a body, you have to take care of it. You have to live a dignified life. So try to provide through a honest work the means by which you can support this body, make your living, but do not try to become the owner of this whole world. Do not try to, gather more and more belongings, because all of these you won't be able to take with you, and they become such a burden on your life, on your head. All these worries that come along with all the belongings that one gathers in this world, because the more belonging we have, the more worries we have, because our head is full with all the problems that these belongings that we have just create for us. So just try to make your living. Just try to have what's really important for your life, what's fundamental, what's necessary. But do not run after, belongings, possessions, power, because, dear one, then you will be a slave of this. Masters try to make us wise, They don't want us to keep being stupid, foolish. They want to make us understand that there are some basic things in life, and we should concentrate just on those and not pretend to run after everything. So, yes, we have a body, we should dress it up, we should give a shelter to this body, we should give food to this body. Maybe then we may have a family later on, and then we have to also provide the necessary things for our family, and that's also fine. But put a limit to this. Have your job, try to make your living, but do not try to become the owner of this whole world, because that's the process. One never has enough. If one, Master Kripal used to say, if you have a penny, you want hundreds of them. If you have 100, then you want 1,000,000 of them. If you have $1,000,000, then you want to have $1,000,000,000. Then you want to have this enterprise, then you want to have the other one, then you want to, what is the end of it? So try to put a limit to this. Because otherwise, where will you get the time to do your meditation? And Masters say, it's only the fruit of the meditations that we do that we take with us. So you see, do you understand how important it is? It's the only thing that we take with us. All the good impressions, all the good experiences that we have when we practice the meditation, all of these will go with us. Because mind you, not even the memory goes with us. In this world, we just gather experiences after experience. Since we were born till we die, we keep gathering experiences. And normally we remember all of these experiences. But if you go back, when you become old and you begin going back in time to your childhood when you were born, sorry, but most of the people do not remember those very first months, those very first years even, just some few glimpses, some few things, but most of those memories are erased, are cancelled from our active memory. But the impressions that we have been gathering, they stay with us. That's the only thing that stays with us. And the impressions are the only things that we carry from one lifetime to another lifetime. That's why they say, that our personality, it is formed in the very first 5 or 6 years of our life. All the impressions that we gather in those first 5 or 6 years are going to be so dominant, are going to shape so much our behavior, our understanding, our character, that will be the guideline for the rest of our life. So it's very important to educate properly our children and in that phase of their life. Because all the impressions that they gather in those years, we stay with them and will act as guideline for the rest of their life. So that's very important to put into their psyche, into their mind, into their emotions, these very beautiful impressions, these wise impressions that then will guide their life. Anyhow, as we grow up, those first 5 or 6 years of our life, we don't remember them anymore. Most of us do not. Some few things here and there, but most of the things are forgotten. But nonetheless, all the impressions that have been gathered in those 5, 6 years, they are going to guide our life, our whole life. So also, the impressions that we gather into this life, all the very good impressions, if you're able to gather good impressions through living a very successful spiritual life, then all of these will stay with us. Maybe most of us, in our next life, we won't remember what we have done in our previous life. We won't even remember if we have done any meditation or not. But the impressions will stay with us. So once we come back into another lifetime, if you have been doing a lot of meditation, right then, when we are young, the spiritual awakening happens. And we begin meditating. We feel this natural inclination towards a spiritual life. We begin feeling this incredible yearning for something higher in our life. At some point, we will get so fed up with all these things of the world, and we begin wanting something higher, something better. That's how it is with most of the masters, with most of the very spiritual people, those who become guides for the other people. Right from their childhood, they have deeply these impressions. And in their youth, this keeps growing and growing to a point in which a spiritual awakening happens. And once this spiritual awakening happens, and we become aware of this other dimension of life, which is not just the physical with which we have been dealing for all those years, but it is spiritual. It is spiritual because it takes us above the physical plane, above the physical body. And it carries us into a state of consciousness which it is so intense, which it is of such a bliss, which it is of such an ecstasy, that nothing we have been experiencing before may be compared to that. So when this happens, that's the most lucky day in the life of a human being. From then on, we can never be the same again. From then on, we will keep improving. Because this incredible yearning for God, and when I say God, I mean our essence, our origin, that Adi origin, that primal origin from which we come, which may be a state of consciousness, which may be a state of complete light, which may be a state of complete intoxication and ecstasy. So once this happens, then from then on we will want to keep increasing this capital that we have been given, this gift that we have been given. So we'll try to live such a life by which this beautiful experience may stay with us and keep becoming deeper and deeper, higher and higher. So anyhow, I was saying that all the impressions that we gather in this life are going to stay with us in our next life. Not the memories, we won't remember most of the things which have happened in this life. Just as we, when become old, we don't remember almost anything of our childhood. So even more, when we leave this body and eventually, after going through what we have to experience into the beyond, we reincarnate again into another body, we won't remember what has happened. Some people have these memories also. They are able to remember facts, events, places, the so-called deja vu that happen. We find ourselves in a place and we know that we have been there already. There are a number of people who have this kind of experiences. We meet a person and right away we feel like knowing this person since ever, and especially those people with whom we are going to have a deep bond in this life, with whom we have to share many things. When we meet them, we understand, we feel like we know these people since long, because the relation does not start in this life. It's already, building up through several lifetimes. So with those people with whom we have had a lot to do in our previous lifetimes, when we meet them, it's a recognition. We feel like we know them since very long, and the relation is very easy. There is an affinity, and it's very nice. In the same way, if we meet people with whom we have had a very bad relationship in our previous lifetime, when we meet them, right away we have this sense of danger, disliking these people. We feel a kind of an aversion or antipathia, means not liking them. Because there are impressions into our mind that recognize in these people those sufferings which they have caused to us. So obviously we don't like them. In the same way, when we meet people that have caused joy and beautiful experiences, beautiful emotions and sensations into our life, then those people we like. So we recognize, willingly or unwillingly, all the kind of relations that we have had in the past. Those which were good, we will like them. Those which were not good, we won't like them. It's a spontaneous something. We can do anything about it. So anyhow, I was telling that if we do our spiritual practice and gather many beautiful experiences in this our life, the impressions of these experiences will stay with us in our next life, and those will make it easy for us to restart our inner journey and keep going towards our destination. If you reach our destination in this very last lifetime, then in our next reincarnation it will be very easy to reach it again. So people wonder how come the person has come on the path, he has taken initiation, and in a few years he has had incredible experiences. His life has changed a lot, and it's very evident that he is that wonderful Satsangi that we would all like to be. But for us, for most of the people, it's not that easy. For most of the people, to have an inner experience is very difficult. For most of the people, to control their mind is very difficult. To have a spiritual awakening, even more. To have a spiritual enlightenment, not to talk about. So, it doesn't mean that the person is, is coming from where? We all come from God eventually, anyway. So, it doesn't really make a difference. We are all human beings with the more or less this intrinsic divinity within us. The difference between us human beings is that some of us have realized it. Most of us no. So very few people in this world do get to this realization compared to the massive humanity which is here in this world. Let's say even if there were 1 million enlightened people in this world, it's nothing in comparison to the many billions, the 7 billions of people which are nowadays in this world. What is it? It's nothing. But where do you find 1 million enlightened people in this world? You rarely find one. I mean, you rarely find few in this world who are really enlightened. There are many people who act and pose and pretend to be, but very few people who really are. People, sometimes have a kind of experience. They maybe have a vision of some transcendental being, a vision of maybe a religious figure that could be any according to the religious tradition in which we are born. And because of this, they understand that I got enlightened when I had that vision. oh my, it's not like this. It's not the simple that you have a vision, that you have an ecstatic state and you are enlightened, or you are a realized being, or you have reached moksha, or you have become jiva mukta. No, it's not like that. Don't reach such kind just because you have a vision. There are so many satsangis. I've known so many satsangis who had visions of the masters, of our masters, like Sankirpal Singh, Baba Saman Singh, Santajaib Singh. I've known so many people, and I know so many people nowadays who have visions of myself and of masters of the past, but you don't become Jiva Mukta by having a vision. It doesn't work like that. You have to really transform your life. You really have to spend so much time with a Sadguru. Do the seva of Sadguru. Do the Sadguru Bhakti. And be humble and just bow down and just serve and serve and serve. By and by, you learn how to do the spiritual work. By and by, you really become a selfless being, a very humble being, but also a very powerful being. Because by and by, you acquire self-control over your mind, over your whole being. So you become also a very strong being, capable of facing any situation, a very brave somebody who is capable of dying with a smile on his face. So, so that's what we have to do. We have to keep going on the path, and not just think that because we have an experience of any kind, we have realized our final enlightenment or realization is not as simple. Recently, I met a dear one who told me when I was young, I used to have visions of Jesus and this and that, and I got enlightened. I realized my absolute nature, my absolute condition or state at that time. Well, I of course I didn't say anything, but I mean it's not that simple, and it's not that easy. There are so many people, as I said before, who have visions, but that doesn't make you a jiva mukta. That doesn't take you to such kind that is not moksha. No, it takes so much work on oneself. Such a deep transformation has to happen with us if we want to reach the region of truth, or such kind as Guru Nanak Ji called it. So, you see, when I was young, this is something which I never dare telling anybody, because I thought that everybody was having the kind of experience, that it was the norm with everybody. But when I was young, when I was, let's say, 5, 6, that's what I remember at least, every night when I went to bed, I would close my eyes and I would begin spinning. I would feel my body like beginning to spin, the bed, the room, and everything. And after a while, I would find myself in a kind of cosmic consciousness. And me, the perception of myself, of my consciousness, like an atom in this vast immensity. And this, as far as I remember, it was happening with me every night when I went to bed. But I never told to my parents, I never told to my brothers, because I thought that it was happening to everybody. So I could also say, when I was 5, I got enlightened and I realized the supreme consciousness. Well, yes, I had those experiences, but that didn't take me to moksha or liberation. Then later on, I had to meet my Sadgurus, have a real spiritual awakening, and do a lot of meditation and have lots of inner experiences. And funny enough, when I met Guru Kirpal, I was initiated by him. I began meditating, and many times I had again this kind of experience that I had when I was a child. So I thought, oh my God, that's what it meant. I remember perfectly what was happening to me when I was a baby. But anyhow, I just want to say that that's not enough to make us a Sadguru. That's not enough to become a guide for human beings, to become a trustworthy person who has really done a lot of spiritual work and has gone through a very deep spiritual transformation. For this, you have to associate with a Sadguru, as I have done, as Sadguru Kirpal did, associating for 24 years with Baba Savan Singh, as Santa Jaib Singh has done, associating with Master Kirpal and also with other kind of masters. His whole life he had been looking and associating with highly spiritually advanced people. And eventually, anyway, when he met Master Kirpal, he was almost 40, he had this kind of spiritual awakening, he did intense meditation, and eventually he realized his Sachkhand, his moksha, his liberation. So, I mean, these years that we spend with the masters are very important to learn how to run a mission, how to do a spiritual work, because everything we learn it from people who know the thing that we want to learn. So if we spend time with the master and we watch him, we observe him, we cooperate with him, and we do the spiritual work with him that he is doing by helping him, then by and by we become very humble, we become very competent, we become very capable just by watching him, the way he does things, the way he relates to people, the way he keeps his organization as much as possible clean. To keep things very clean in this world is very difficult, because anyway you have to interact with other people, and rarely we find people who have very good, honest intentions. Even those satsangis who come on the path most of the time don't have these very good intentions. They are not very honest. So if we, have people cooperating with us, it's very difficult to keep anything very clean and very honest in this world. So even for the masses, it might be difficulties. So some things may happen in their work that is not the best, but still it's not the fault of the master. Most of the time it's the fault of the people who cooperate with him. But anyway, going back to it, we learn by associating with the master and helping him in his mission. That's how I learn everything I've learned, just by associating with Santa Jaib Singh for 20 long years, starting from February 1977 to the end of his life, which was July in 1997. And so I learned practically how spiritual work is to be done. This learning process, it never ends. Master Kirpal used to say, man keeps learning and unlearning all through life. So of course, once we take up this role, then we learn from a different perspective. It's a different something. When we are with the master and we just cooperate with him, it's much easier. When we take up this responsibility and we step on the other side, then it becomes much more difficult, of course. There is much more of a responsibility. Anyhow, going back to this beautiful bhajan by Guru Nanak and to the topic that he wants to impress in our mind with this song, we should be well aware that this body, the clothes that we wear, and all our belongings, we stay here. We, as consciousness, as Atma, will leave this body and we will go elsewhere. There are people who believe that we leave this body and everything is finished. Well, then I say, oh, if it could be like this, very easy, my God. I would understand it to be very, very easy, but I don't believe it's going to be so easy that we just leave this body, we die, and the whole story is ended. I hardly believe it. because it would be much easier. Then if somebody is suffering and going through troubles, why not to commit suicide? It doesn't make any difference whether you die today or tomorrow, because anyway it's going to end everything. So we can do anything in this life, we can do anything in this world. It doesn't matter, because there is no action and reaction. There is no cause and effect. It doesn't matter what we do, whether we are good people or we are cruel people. It doesn't make any difference, because anyway we die and everything is finished. So why bother about being good people? We can be as cruel as we want, because it doesn't make any difference. There is no cause and effect. There is no action and reaction. But here Guru Nanak in this bhajan at some point he says, whatever we do, either positive or negative, we have to undergo the consequences. So, dear ones, it seems that he is not of this opinion that once we leave this body, everything is going to end. While we are in this body, we keep creating karma. Means we keep acting, we keep doing things, we keep performing actions. Karma means doing something, and karma may be at a mental level, with thoughts, with our words. We also perform actions, we provoke, we cause things, suffering or joy according to the nature of the words that we utter. But you know, the words are a consequence of our thoughts. So if our thoughts are loving, we will have loving words. If our thoughts are poisonous, then we will have poisonous words. And consequently, we will perform bad actions. So we have to be very careful about performing, about acting, about performing actions, about doing karma, in few words. Because everything we think, we say, and we do is not just going to evaporate into thin air and become nothing, and everybody forgets about it. No, it's a scientific law, it's a physics law, that every action provokes a reaction of the same nature. So if good, good, if bad, bad. So any action, that says here Guru Nanak, whether positive or negative, we will have to undergo the consequences. Obviously, for the good actions, for the positive actions, we will have good and positive reactions. For the bad actions, for the wicked actions, we will have suffering as a consequence. You know, Jesus had his own way to talk about this karma thing, this action and reaction thing. He used to say, as you sow, so shall you reap. I mean, even the most uneducated person may understand this. Even a farmer knows that if you put good seeds in a good ground, you have a good crop that will give you a good harvest. If you don't have good seeds, seeds of good quality, if you don't dig the ground properly, if you don't take care of your crops, and if they are not watered either by rain or by irrigation systems, then you won't by any means get a good crop. So everything that happens eventually is the consequence of our actions. If you take good care of things, if you do good things, then we will have good results. If you take care of our crops, you will have good harvest. If you don't, no good harvest will be there. If you do good actions, which are meant for spreading love, compassion, and well-being all around, then in return we will get the same. You know, this doesn't mean that our life is going to be a heaven all the time, because anyway, we are in this world to keep learning lessons. Our Supreme Being, our Supreme Sadguru, our Master, wants to make us perfect human beings. So He will make us go through situation in which we will learn, we will improve, we will change. So, it's very rare that a person has always joy in one's life and always very beautiful things happen. No, we have lessons to learn. And anyhow, we interact with people of all sorts. So anyway, you have give and take once we are in this world, even if you're master with many people. And this interaction with people brings sometimes suffering also to the master. Not sometimes, I would say it always happens. Because when the masters interact with their sangha, in their sangha there are all sorts of people. Some were struggling, trying to improve, but they don't succeed. So they keep going back to what they were before, and they keep thinking, talking, and acting in that uncompassionate way, unloving way, that way that hurts the feeling of others. But they're not able to be different. So anyway, we have to deal with this kind of humanity. We can't change humanity right then and there. It's such a slow, patient work to be able to change anybody in this world. It's such an incredible work to change ourselves first of all. And then when we begin working with others, we find out how difficult it is to change the nature, the character of any person. Because these tendencies, these habits which we have been developing, they are so much there within us, they are so rooted that despite of our best intentions, we are not able to get rid of them. We are not able to improve. And we keep going back to what we were before. It doesn't mean that we don't grow. No, that's not true. Just in this retreat, which just recently, last week, we were in England, in Yorkshire, and with dear ones we had a very beautiful, nice retreat, really full of such a Sadguru Prem, means love for the Master, full of blessings, full of upliftment, full of grace, full of intoxication and ecstasy, I would say. Really wonderful. And I was watching these dear ones who have been on the path for many years, some for decades, and my God, I could see really a difference. I could really see that the path works. The path is not a joke. It's not like that we go on the path and we stay the same. Yes, the process is very slow. This is true because we are complex human beings. But it keeps going, it keeps happening, and maybe we are not even aware, but we keep changing all the time, we keep improving all the time. And when number of years has changed, passed, that we are on the path, then we have really changed a lot. And one can see that, oh yes, the path really works, it's successful, it's something that allows us to really move on and become better human beings. So then you see a difference between satsangis that just come on the path who have been on the path for a few years, and those satsangis who have been on the path for maybe 20, 30, 40 years. Obviously, it works, it helps if we follow the path. We might have been initiated 50 years ago, or 60 even, but if you have done no meditation practice, then no real changes happened. But as I said, if you keep associating with the Master, attending his retreat, meditating with him, and listening to his satsang, have darshan, have prasad, and all the good things that we do as spiritual practice, like simran, singing the bhajans, meditating on light and sound, oh my, this brings an effect, really. So you see the people have been on the path for long and they have been doing the practice, they have changed. And it's so beautiful to see that there are people who have become such loving, such compassionate human beings that they really care for others, and they really would like to help as much as possible others. So Guru Nanak here says that we should be careful about what we think, what we speak, what we talk, and what we perform, what we do with our actions. Because, dear ones, all of this is going to cause a reaction. So if you want to live a life of joy, of bliss, then try to spread around you joy, bliss, compassion, love, devotion. Just set a good example for others. You get the reward. If you're able to set a good example for many human beings, this your bright example will cause such an improvement in others, because we really only change, and we really only get the inspiration, the enthusiasm of following something, of trying something, if we see that, oh my, that person, by following this path, by doing this practice, has changed a lot, has really become a better human being. So this path really works. So if I follow it, then I will also become like that. And if I want to become a good person, then I follow the path. And that's how I improve myself. So as I was saying, watching these dear ones during this retreat who have been on the path for many years, like me, or maybe more than me, oh my, you can see that they have improved. They have become much better human beings. They are so devoted to the Master. They're so devoted to the path. They like so much the spiritual practice. They like so much Satsang. They like so much retreats, because there they have this divine bliss, this divine intoxication, and their consciousness is uplifted, and they feel wonderful. And this is the purpose of life, dear ones, isn't it? Why do we come on the path? Tell me. Why do we come on the path? We come on the path because we want to experience all of these. Because we want to realize the supreme consciousness. We want, as atma, as individual souls, to merge into the paramatma, or the universal soul. We want, as individual eyes, to get rid of it, this I, this ego, and merge into the supreme I, the supreme Purush, or Sat Purush. That's what we want. We want to realize all of this. That's why we come on the path. So let's follow the path. Let's not just have it as something to which we turn just on occasions, when maybe once in a year, once in 2 years, or if you're lucky enough, twice in a year, we go and attend a retreat with the Master. Then we meditate. No, don't do it like this. No, do it different. You meditate every day. Every day you sit down and daily keep developing this capital which the Master has given to you at the time of initiation. Don't let it just stay there and become stagnant. Because if you don't keep churning the water, the milk that is your within, then it stagnates, deteriorates. And instead of going forward, you go backwards. Instead of improving in this life, maybe you become worse. What a pity. We've been getting this human life, which is such a precious something. Look around. So many creatures in this world. So many jivas, incarnated souls. But how many human beings? Much, much less than all these species of animals, of insects, of so many. In the water, in the air, on the earth. So many. So, if you get a human body, it is such a gift. It is such a precious opportunity to do the highest work for which we have been getting this human body, which is realizing our supreme self. So let's do it. Let's take advantage. Let's not misuse this precious human body. Let us become ideal human beings, bright human beings, beautiful human beings that just inspire others. Sant Jai Singh used to say, um, you see, maybe you don't become a master if you follow the path, because not everybody becomes a master. Very few have this potential, have this capacity, are chosen for this. But you can become excellent satsangi, that your neighbors, the people that know you, people with whom you come in contact, they recognize, my God, this man is something special. Oh, this man must have done something peculiar in his life by which he has turned as such a bright human being, such a beautiful human being, such a honest man, such a reliable man. Isn't he wonderful? If you're able to become these, it's already a lot. If you are become such that we are appreciated by our neighbors, by our family, by our surrounding, because they see that we have something different, something more than they have. Isn't that great already? And then, if we are part of the Sangat, and we are able to be excellent satsangis, and set an example for others, and inspire others to pursuing their goal, because, you see, I pursue it, and I improved. So you've come on the path, you've taken initiation, just believe me, if you follow the path, and you do your spiritual practice, you will radically change, and by you become such a bright human being. You can see it has happened with me, so it can happen with you also, it can happen with everybody. So that's what we should be, such excellent satsangis, that we have the Master doing his work by setting such a good example, by showing to the newcomers on the path that, look, Bhaiji, dear one, the path works, you see, you can just watch my life, just watch these good satsangis here around, satsangis of the Master, have been with him for long. They've changed a lot. I've changed, the others have changed. So it works. So follow the path. Be strong, be determined, keep going. You will also become a bright human being, an exemplary human being. So, dear ones, I see I've gone very far. Sometimes when I talk, I just lose track of time and everything. So, especially when we talk about truth, isn't it beautiful to talk about truth? Yes, it's very beautiful. That's why satsang is such a great something, because we talk about real facts, you know. We talk about truth, reality, truth and reality of life. That's what we want. That's what we want to realize. So anyhow, in this bhajan, Guru Nanak keeps repeating more or less these things. We will have to leave this world. We'll go. We'll leave everything here. Be careful about what you do. Try to improve yourself. Try to become a better human being. Take advantage of this opportunity which has been given to you of having a human body. Do not misuse such an opportunity, such a precious opportunity. Use it for your good and for the good of others. So Guru Nanak Sahib, who was such a great human being, who was such a great Sadguru, who inspired so many people, who poured his light into so many other human beings, and like all the great masters, he inspired so many to become those ideal human beings that we are meant to become. And he is so much loved and worshipped by all the Sikhs, by all the many paths, by so many paths in India, revere, honor, adore, worship Guru Nanak, because he was one of those great Sadgurus that come into this world to bring a wave of light, of hope, of inspiration, encouragement, and everything good. So we thank Guru Nanak Sahib. We bow down to him for his wisdom, and we pray to him that he will give us the strength to live according to the teachings, to make ours these great teachings, and to realize ourselves what he realized. If we realize Satsang, or realize the complete truth, then please let it be that we also do the same, and in this lifetime we realize the complete truth. So dear ones, now I'm going to sing another small bhajan. I hope you are not getting bored with me. I hope you like it. I hope you get inspiration and you like now doing the meditation. But we will do a little bit of meditation because this is something that we've been introducing in these meetings on online, and we keep having it. So I will sing a little bit of a bhajan, and then we go deep as much as possible into meditation for some time. मुझे राम से कोई मिला दे, मुझे राम से कोई मिला दे, बिन लाठी का निकला आंदे, बिन लाठी का निकला आंदे, रास्ते कोई लगा दे, मुझे राम से कोई मिला दे, मुझे राम से कोई मिला दे, कोई काहे वो बजायावाद में, कोई काहे वृंदावन में, कोई काहे तिराते मंदिर में, कोई काहे मिलते बाना में, देख सुख में उनको मन में सी ज्योति जगा दे, मुझे राम से कोई मिला दे, मुझे राम से कोई मिला दे, बिन लाठी का निकला आंदे, बिन लाठी का निकला आंदे, रास्ते कोई जगा दे, मुझे राम से कोई मिला दे, मुझे राम से कोई मिला दे, कोई काहे वो बजायावाद में, कोई काहे वृंदावन में, कोई काहे तिराते मंदिर में, कोई काहे मिलते बाना में, देखो सुख में उनको मन में सी ज्योति जगा दे, मुझे राम से कोई मिला दे, मुझे राम से कोई मिला दे, may I meet someone who has realized the complete truth. So this is what this bhajan tells us. May I meet someone who has realized the complete truth. Who has realized God, in other words. And he says some people think he's in Vrindavan, Bazai, in the forest, on the mountains, in the water, in the places of pilgrimage. But no, I find you just deep within myself. So that's what we try to do now. We try to go deep within ourselves so to find Him, to find this light, to find this bliss, to find this holy presence. So, dear one, let's close our eyes. Let's try to fully withdraw from the outer environment. Let's try to fully withdraw from this physical body and the white clothes or any color clothes that we wear. And let's try to bring our attention at the eye focus, at the so-called single eye, spiritual eye, third eye, in the middle of our forehead. And with this, our surat or attention, let's try to look and look within and keep looking with love and devotion. If we keep looking within, then we actualize what is the goal of Surashabd Yoga. Because at some point the inner door opens and the Shabd becomes manifest. Non-power, sharp power, divine light becomes manifest. And if we absorb ourselves deeply into this light, then the light we get absorbed deeply within us. As we go deep into the light goes deep within us, and eventually all of our body shall be full of light. So we want this light, we want this Shabd, we want this yoga union of this Surat with the Shabd. And for this also we try to avoid thinking anything, and we just keep thinking of the Simran. We keep repeating the Simran. Because while I repeat the Simran, if we repeat the Simran, it's like calling on Him all the time, because we repeat His names. He has several names. So we call Him, we keep calling on Him by repeating His names. We love with devotion. We want to really attract Him to us. So with love and devotion, we keep calling His names. And also, we stay in the center looking for Him. If we do this sincerely and we are persistent, then our beloved Sadguru will definitely bless us. Savan, 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 Savan. Kirpan, 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 Kirpan. Ajaib, 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 ajaib. You see, dear ones, for somebody who is really in love with somebody, the name of the person is very valuable, very precious. I think for that person, the name of his, her beloved is the most sweet, the most beautiful, is the best mantra. So, the same is for me. To me, God has showering blessings through my association with Sankirpal Singh in body, through my association with Santajaip Singh in body, and through my association with Bhavasavan Singh in spirit. So these masters are those that I really love. Their name is for me the most beautiful name in the world. The one I really like. More than any mantra, I would say more even than the Simran. So I like to sing the names, also to show my love, my gratitude, my devotion, my appreciation, my everything in few words. So that's why I sing the names. I like it. I hope you also like it. And I hope you also like to sing the name of your master. Yeah, just the way I like to sing the names of my masters. I hope you also like to sing the name of your master. It's very good. So dear ones, thank you for attending. Thank you for your attention and consequently for your love. Even if you are in body distant, but our surat in these occasions is very much together. So we are together because we are surat, we are not body. This we know. So thank you. May Sadguru bless you. I love you all. You are all my very, 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 very dear ones.